Hey, what's up? Welcome back for part 5 of McMahon's Last Stand. I'm AmKay, welcome to my channel. We'll be getting into the lawsuit exactly where we ended in part 4, but first, if you're new to the channel, please be aware this video is part of a series, and each episode builds on information discussed in previous videos. A link to all videos in the series so far can be found in the description box below. I just want to take a minute to let you know I am not a legal expert or an expert of anything really. I'm just a girl who loves to research stuff, and I also happen to be a huge wrestling fan. Also keep in mind that all of this, these accusations, the articles, the lawsuit, at this time these are only allegations pending the outcome of litigation. So please don't take anything I say seriously, and as always, do your own research. Please be advised, the following content will contain descriptions of sexual assault. This content may be disturbing to some people. Watch with caution. Due to the content, this video will probably not be eligible for monetization. If you'd like to support the channel, you can send $1 my way at the Cash App link in the description box below. Okay, sorry if you can hear the traffic, but I just wanted to say for the commenters who think that I'm an AI-generated voice, I hate to disappoint you, but hello. I'm real. I have perfect fingers, no AI-generated weirdness, and I can identify stairs, bridges, and buses. So, have a fabulous day. So getting back to where we ended part 4, we are still in the factual allegations section of the complaint. And we're in part 1 of those allegations, which is outlining Ms. Grant's history with McMahon, Laurinaitis, and WWE. And moving on to subsection E, McMahon tightens his grip on Ms. Grant and discredits her doctor, replacing him with one of McMahon's choosing. So let's get into this. Number 114. In addition to her panic attacks, Ms. Grant began experiencing increasingly severe physical, mental, and emotional symptoms, including sleep disruption, dizziness, exhaustion, rashes, weight loss, hair loss, and migraines. Number 115. In November 2019, Ms. Grant informed McMahon that her doctor suggested that her symptoms stemmed from trauma and ongoing stress. McMahon mocked her, saying, "Emotional trauma, my ass." What a dick. I'm still confused why she keeps going back to him, but let's just keep going with this. Number 116. However, on November 20th, 2019, McMahon insisted that Ms. Grant see a physician of his choosing. This physician is referred to herein as Celebrity Doctor, and the facility that Celebrity Doctor operated from is referred to herein as Alternative Clinic. Ooh, adding Celebrity Doctor to my list and Alternative Clinic. Number 117. McMahon and Celebrity Doctor assured Grant that her bills at Alternative Clinic would be taken care of under McMahon's account. After the initial visit, it became apparent to Ms. Grant that McMahon and Celebrity Doctor wanted Ms. Grant to remain in the care of Celebrity Doctor's practice, and Ms. Grant felt pressured to do so. Celebrity Doctor made comments about how Celebrity Doctor and they referring to McMahon and the Alternative Clinic, they had saved her life. And Celebrity Doctor often remarked how Ms. Grant was unable to even make eye contact with Celebrity Doctor during their initial sessions, an obvious sign of trauma. Well, but trauma isn't the only reason people are unable to make eye contact. Those who are shy tend to avoid eye contact, especially when meeting new people. What about when somebody's being dishonest? Or when somebody is embarrassed? I doubt McMahon took Ms. Grant to this doctor because of the employee benefits package. I'm sure it's more likely than not that the doctor knew what was up. Number 118. Ms. Grant acknowledged having a relationship with McMahon during visits with Celebrity Doctor. Ah, well, there it is then. But Celebrity Doctor gave little reaction, except for telling her there were many different paths to God and love. Oh, for fuck's sake, who is this doctor? Notice the use of the word relationship. There's that word again. Ms. Grant acknowledges having a relationship with McMahon. So if she told the doctor about the so-called relationship, why didn't she go on to tell the doctor or any of the staff at the clinic about the awful situation she was in? Maybe McMahon went with her to the initial appointment. I don't know. It's not clear whether he was physically there with her or not. It just says McMahon insisted she see a physician of his choosing, that the bills would be taken care of, and that she felt pressured to remain in celebrity doctor's care. But I notice here it says Ms. Grant acknowledged a relationship with McMahon during visits, plural. So how many visits did she go to by herself? And why didn't she even try to tell the doctor the truth about her situation? Or maybe she did tell the truth. She was in a relationship with McMahon. Maybe it was just that simple. Number 119. Celebrity doctor lavished attention, treatments, and products on Ms. Grant, all of which were paid for under McMahon's account. Ms. Grant was never provided with any receipts. When Ms. Grant inquired about certain treatments provided, Celebrity Doctor challenged her on whether she trusted Celebrity Doctor and postured that if she didn't trust Celebrity Doctor, then we should part ways right now. So right there was another opportunity for Ms. Grant to speak up and say, yeah, maybe parting ways is for the best because this entire situation is getting out of hand. Oh my. Lavished with attention, treatments, and products. I better not find out this alternative clinic is a freaking day spa. I already feel like I'm being duped by this whole thing. Number 120. At the outset of her care with Celebrity Doctor, each session lasted up to 1 hour. Ms. Grant would leave feeling exhausted from Celebrity Doctor's deep dives into her personal and work life as a coach focused on behavioral science. Wow, I wonder if any of the abuse she claims to have suffered was mentioned in any of those exhaustive deep dives into her personal and work life. Why do I have a feeling it did not come up at all? So now it looks like we're at subsection F. In 2020, McMahon voices concern about rumors, then publicly exploits her and Ms. Grant's desperate attempt to leave WWE. And now that we're moving into 2020, keep in mind we're heading into the days of the pandemic. In case you forgot, the first human cases were identified in China in November 2019. The first human case in America was on January 21st, 2020. A public health emergency of international concern was declared on January 30th, 2020, and we officially went into global pandemic mode on March 11th, 2020. Keep all of that in mind as we go into this next part. So looking at number 121 here, on January 30th, 2020, WWE issued a press release announcing that the company's co-presidents, George Barrios and Michelle Wilson, were departing the company and would no longer serve on its board of directors. A significant drop in WWE's stock price followed. And I found that press release, which you can see right here, dated January 30th, 2020, and announcing Barrios and Wilson's departure. You can pause to read, or you can find the link in the description box. And here's a graph I found in a Forbes article from February 2021, and you can see the drop in stock prices. In December 2019, the stock was valued at $64.87 a share, and in February 2020, it dropped to $46.52 a share and $37.72 a share in March of 2020. And then current here would have been 2021, and as you can see, by then the stock began to regain value. And this Forbes article explains that this depreciation in stock value was likely due to the COVID crisis. And a link to this article is in the description box as well. Number 122. The company announced that Frank Riddick III, a member of the board of directors for more than 11 years, would be interim chief financial officer and report directly to McMahon. And that announcement is in the same press release that I just showed you. And it's right here. Again, the link is in the description box. Lots of stuff shifting around at WWE, huh? Number 123. On February 3rd, 2020, McMahon sent a message to Ms. Grant advising he had been informed by WWE Corporate Officer Number 2 that there were a lot of rumors circulating about McMahon and Ms. Grant. Well, to be honest, I'm surprised it took that long for rumors to circulate. She started working at WWE in June 2019. Number 124. McMahon warned Ms. Grant, that rumors were not good for either of them. Then, on February 10th, 2020, without any advance warning, Ms. Grant was temporarily relocated to the XFL workforce. Oh, so surely when she was working at XFL, she reached out for help, right? Let's see. Number 125. Ms. Grant, having been desperate to escape the feeling of being trapped in her existence at WWE, applied to remain with the XFL on March 6, 2020. So on March 6th, she applied to stay at the XFL, and she was transferred there, it says, on February 10th. So she was at XFL for about a month. Plenty of time, right, to feel comfortable enough to find somebody she could confide in. This says she openly vocalized her desire to remain with XFL to colleagues, even referring to her state of work at WWE as, quote, nothingness. And she sought permission to make the change official from WWE employee number 1 and corporate officer number 4 before informing McMahon. Well, that was really smart. Get out without him knowing what's going on, right? Days after this, during which time she had finally told McMahon, about her application to remain with the XFL, her request was denied. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna need a minute here, because was that all of this in number 125? Is that what they're saying is her desperate attempt to leave the WWE? Seriously? I'm getting really frustrated with this. She vocalized her desire to remain with XFL, and instead of saying she feels abused or sexualized or objectified, she refers to her job at WWE as nothingness. So was it nothing or was it traumatic? Because I'm really confused. Then she seeks permission to stay at XFL from number 1 and number 4 before she tells McMahon. Great thinking. But did she tell them why she wanted to be permanently transferred? That would have been an excellent opportunity right there. But I'm gonna go ahead and guess she didn't do that either. But then, and this is the kicker, then, before she gets a response about whether or not she can transfer, she tells McMahon herself that she wants to stay with XFL, after which then she finds out her request was denied. Why did she tell McMahon? She freaking tattled on herself. Maybe she would have been transferred. Maybe WWE corporate officer number 4, the one who she said before had been hostile toward her, would have been glad to see her go. But she blew it by telling McMahon her plan. She told her alleged abuser that she was trying to leave, and then her potential opportunity was blocked, probably because McMahon blocked it. I'm annoyed with this girl, and she's not even a girl, she's a 40-year-old woman who should have known better. But that's only my opinion, and I think we all know what they say about those. Number 126. In the weeks that followed, despite McMahon's warning about rumors and direction to Ms. Grant to play dumb, he began showing explicit photos of Ms. Grant to people both inside and outside the company. Oh, geez. Classy as always, Vince. Number 127. On March 26, 2020, which, by the way, at this time we're in full pandemic mode, McMahon sent a lengthy message to Ms. Grant describing in detail the circumstances surrounding sharing explicit photographs of Ms. Grant to a former WWE referee, referred to herein as WWE referee. My notes, writing that down. Well, after a little digging, I'm thinking that referee might be Scott Armstrong. That name might sound familiar if you've watched my Benoit series. His name popped up a few times in the Benoit police documents. This is only a guess. I have no way of knowing for sure whether or not WWE referee is Scott Armstrong. In fact, all I'm really going by is this little blurb that I found on his Wikipedia page. And it looks like Armstrong was let go from WWE in April 2020 due to COVID cutbacks, returned on October 4th, 2020, and then was officially released from WWE on January 5th, 2022. So the dates do kind of match up, but this is purely speculation on my part. Any thoughts you have on this, feel free to share in the comments. So I felt I should take a minute and edit this into my video to let you know that on the day I was planning on uploading this video, I found myself watching this YouTube channel called Wrestling with the Devil Podcast. And the creator of this channel is Lee Cole, who is the brother of Tom Cole. And if you're not familiar with who that is, I will put a link to an article in the description box that you can read. And I encourage you to look into Tom Cole's story so that you understand, if you're confused at all, please understand that the WWE has a very dark history of just ruining lives and ending lives. And these people all need to have their stories told to the world. So please check out Lee Cole's YouTube channel when you can. And so the reason that I'm adding this in before publishing is really just to share that in this particular video titled "They All Knew About What Vince McMahon Was Up To," Lee Cole suggests that the referee mentioned in the lawsuit is Mike Chioda. And when I looked him up online, I learned that Chioda had been released from WWE on April 15th, 2020, then went on to referee with AEW until July 31st, 2022. When he refereed Ric Flair's last match, prior to which he made a statement that this match would be the final chapter in his book with regards to his professional wrestling career. So could the unnamed referee in the lawsuit be Mike Chioda and not Scott Armstrong? Of course. It could also be neither of them because at this point nobody knows except for those directly involved. I considered deleting the Scott Armstrong part out of my video, but instead I decided to just edit this into the video and put it all out there. So check out that video if you're up for it, if you have the time. So thanks for hearing me out. McMahon described how WWE referee left to masturbate and told Ms. Grant she had made a perfect stranger very happy. You know, maybe this guy just wanted to get away from Vince talking about his sex life. Is there evidence that any masturbation took place? This was March 26th, full-blown pandemic. Was that spooge contained? Oh, what can I say? I'm immature. Number 128. Ms. Grant initially dismissed this as mere fantasy talk, believing that McMahon would not actually do such a reckless thing. Okay. You know, what the hell am I supposed to think here? She didn't believe McMahon would do such a reckless thing as sharing explicit photos of her, but I'm supposed to believe that she was so afraid of him that she was having panic attacks and her hair was falling out? This goes on to say that when she voiced apprehension about McMahon sharing naked photos of her with someone she did not know, McMahon's response was not to comfort her, but to assure of WWE referees' loyalty to him, to Vince McMahon. Why is she still expecting comfort from McMahon? Maybe it's just me, but something tells me the softer emotions are not in this man's wheelhouse. This sharing of explicit photos terrified Ms. Grant, as it illustrated McMahon's sheer lack of self-control. And it further panicked her that these private and intimate photos, which included her face, were being shared with complete strangers. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I've been getting comments complaining that I've become more condescending and less objective lately, so I'm pleading the fifth for my thoughts. I think the problems here are rather obvious, and that is me being objective. Just saying. I hate to say how much worse can it get, because I'm sure it gets much worse. Number 129. On March 30th, 2020, McMahon enthusiastically messaged Ms. Grant that WWE referee had shown a friend a naked photo of Ms. Grant. Oh boy. Which marked the beginning of McMahon sharing Ms. Grant's naked pictures with others. And it says that McMahon encouraged them to share the pictures with their friends. Oh my gosh. But how does she know that's the first time he shared pictures of her? Maybe it's just the first time that he's telling her about it. Number 130. On March 31st, 2020, Ms. Grant expressed concern to McMahon that she had no intention of having sex with these strangers, and she requested that McMahon make that message clear, as she felt threatened and distressed by the responses her pictures were getting. She made it clear that she did not want any perception of her moving beyond the point of mere fantasy. Oh, so as long as it was fantasy, it was okay then? Oh shit, is that me being condescending or asking a question based on the limited info I'm presented with in this 67-page lawsuit? I'm a little confused. I don't know, but I would like to know who brought up sex with strangers first. This goes from sharing explicit photos to her expressing to McMahon that she had no intention of having sex with strangers, and she asked McMahon to make that clear. It doesn't say that McMahon had asked her to do anything. Not yet, anyway. Number 131. Shortly after, McMahon surprised Ms. Grant with news that he had protected her job from a furlough that WWE would imminently announce. The furlough affected a large number of employees, and McMahon emphasized that he personally made sure that she would not be one of them, which reinforced her dependency on him, particularly after a majority of the support staff in the legal department, all who were hired prior to Ms. Grant, were furloughed. Holy shit, really? So people who were qualified to do this job, people who maybe worked their asses off to get to this point in their career, they were let go. It says a majority of the support staff were furloughed, but not Ms. Grant. Nope, Ms. Grant's job was protected by Vince McMahon. And this is likely when Scott Armstrong was furloughed as well. Number 132. McMahon became the most important figure in Ms. Grant's life, as he meticulously asserted power and control over almost every aspect of it. What almost seems to me like she's giving him a lot of the control. I don't know. Ms. Grant's fears intensified over the consequences that could result from McMahon's actions, particularly by sharing her naked pictures. She became paranoid, completely dependent on, and worshipfully devoted to McMahon. He in turn pressed forward in exerting his power over Ms. Grant as he saw fit. This is a terrible storm brewing here, and I think this is a good place to end for now. Part 6 will pick up with subsection G. McMahon recruits other men and forces Ms. Grant into sex trafficking. That's right, while the rest of the world was masking up and social distancing, McMahon was pimping. I think we'll be looking at some text messages as we go through the next sections of the complaint. And those texts are so next level cringe that I imagine me trying to self-censor enough to fly under the YouTube censorship algorithm should be fairly amusing. So you definitely don't want to miss that. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell so you are notified when part 6 is available. Due to the content, this video will probably not be eligible for monetization. If you'd like to support the channel, you can send $1 my way at the Cash App link in the description box below. This is AmKay at Purple Sky 11. As always, thank you for your time and listening to what I have to say, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye!